for joining us today for Studio 512. It's an action-packed bluegrass musical on stage now at the Wizenhunt at Zach Theater. Here to give us details on the Alchemy Theater's The Robber Bridegroom are Marnie Neer and Taylor Beanie. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being with us. Okay, we're coming to you first, Marnie, for someone who's never heard of The Robber Bridegroom, which I haven't. Tell us a little bit about the show.
Well, I'm telling you, it's like nothing you've ever seen. It is high energy, crazy characters, bluegrass music. We have a live band that actually sits in the audience.
Wow.
So it's a fully immersive experience.
Well, and I want to bring up the Wizenhunt just real quickly if I can, because the venue actually changes the sort of experience people are going to have.
Absolutely.
The Wizenhunt has a smaller theater inside of it, so people are going to be more immersed than they would be otherwise.
It's 130 seats in the round, and so the audience really feels like they are in the show with the actors. There's some even interaction with the audience throughout, and it's a wonderful experience.
Sounds like a lot of fun, and I love bluegrass music. So talk to me about the musical component of this show, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Well, this musical is actually the first bluegrass musical ever created.
Oh.
I know.
I'm surprised.
I know. And it feels a little bit like you're, kind of like back porch, like in someone's home, like
It's very homey. It feels very grounded in the sense that you feel like you're just on somebody's porch, like Marty
Someone's
said.
picking.
Somebody's picking the banjo.
so it's really like a community feeling.
Yes,
like
yes.
while you're in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you've got some great musicians to go along with,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and when I hear the Robber Bridegroom, I think like, pew, pew, like running along trying to catch a train, like all that sort of thing. Like, can you describe to me, Taylor, if you wouldn't mind, a little bit about the plot?
Yeah, so basically it's a double mistaken identity story. So there's a lot of it's got some farce elements to it where there's that mistaken identity piece and just some hijinks that ensue. But it really is about a love story between a man and a woman, and I don't want to give away too much, but
I know we're putting you on the spot a little bit.
I know.
Tell us everything, but don't tell us too much.
I know. But so that double mistaken identity really leads to this snowball effect, and you see kind of the world unravel. But it's just such a fun story, fun show, and at its heart is very sweet too. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I always want to know if I'm going to walk out with a good feeling.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Big ups at the end of this show.
Big ups, yeah.
And your character is Rosamond.
Yes.
Tell me about her and a little bit about her motivations.
Yeah, sweet Rosamond. She's free-willed. She's very adventurous. She's smart, but she really wants a life for herself outside of what has been kind of laid out for her. So that's kind of, in playing her, that's my core motivation, is wanting to discover something else and something bigger for herself. And she ends up falling in love in the process of doing so. So that's a little bit about her.
She goes out to explore the big wide world.
She does.
Okay. Has it been difficult to align yourself with creating this character? Does she have different motivations than you do, or can you find yourself a little bit in what some of what Rosamond wants to do?
I definitely find that Rosamond and I have similarities, and I think you can find that in every character that you play. But I think it was good casting for sure.
Good job, Marnie.
On behalf of Marnie and the creative team. So, I feel like I relate to her in some senses, and other ways I've had to stretch myself to, to know her. But it's been such a fun process, and it's a hysterical show. She's just the comedic aspect of the show is my favorite part, and I think everybody involved, all the other characters, would agree. It's just a very funny show.
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected it to be so comedic, so I'm glad you're mentioning that to me as well. Let's talk about why the Alchemy Theater, Marnie, wanted to pick The Robber Bridegroom.
Yeah, we wanted to pick a show that had a great story, great music, and really interesting characters. And this has all of that. It started as a grim fairy tale. And
No
then
way.
Yes. And so there's some sort of those darker elements in there. But then it was made into a novella by Eudora Welty, and then was created into the musical. So it has kind of this long line of where the story came from, and morphed over time into this wonderful musical.
Whoa, that's really interesting. And then who ended up saying, yeah, let's go ahead and put bluegrass music to it? How long ago was that?
That was when it was created, when it was first created.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so that was a new thing for Broadway when that first came out.
Yeah.
And there's been some musicals that have bluegrass scores since then, but this was the very first one.
Okay, interesting stuff. And Taylor, I want to ask you about one thing audiences wouldn't expect. I asked you guys this question off camera, and you both went, ooh. Actually, there are a lot, maybe.
There are a lot of things they're not going to expect. That's the nature of comedy. This is all about the surprise, and I don't want to ruin any of that for anybody. But I think one thing people aren't really going to expect is just how interactive this show is.
Gotcha.
Like, it is.
Now, if we're shy little kittens, if we don't like to be interacted with, are we still going to be okay?
You're still
or am I going to have to stand up and make a silly?
No one's standing up.
No one's standing up. No one's standing up. But I mean, the characters, I will oftentimes turn, to the audience and say a little something that only this part of the audience will hear. Little asides like that are very personal, and it changes. It changes every night. So.
Okay, so it's a one and only when you get to see the show.
It's true. Yeah.
Just real quickly, Marnie, the details. When's it playing? When can we see it?
Yes, so we opened on Friday, so we're running right now through June 14th at the Wizenhunt at Zach Theater. And you can get tickets at our website, which is thealchemytheater.org.
And I'm going to repeat that for everybody right now.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Wonderful.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate it.
Visit
Thank you.
thealchemytheater.org for tickets and more information. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Jamar Roofing and Sheet Metal. Jamar Roofing and Sheet Metal has been operating in Central Texas since 1970. President and CEO David Phillips is here to give us some tips for homeowners, especially after recent storms. So David, we've had a spate of storms recently. Talk to me about what you'd tell homeowners.
So the first thing I think a homeowner should do is do a walk around themselves, make sure there's nothing immediate that needs attention. Obviously, if it's wind or hail, have a roofing company come out. We offer free inspections and let us assess the damage. Our number one goal is customer satisfaction. It has been since the company was founded. James and Marilyn McKinney, we just try to hold up their legacy and taking care of our customers.
That's wonderful. How can homeowners protect themselves when hiring a roofer? So yes, it's nice that the roofer comes out, maybe gives an estimate, but there are a lot of folks who come in from out of town who chase storms, basically.
Oh, it's rampant throughout the country. It's a really big industry. And the number one thing is to check out your roofer. See if they are local. They should have a local address. You should be able to drive by their office and see their actual facilities.
Mm-hmm. And we're at your space, which is just down in Buda, but you guys serve most of Central Texas, is that right?
Actually, we serve the entire state now. We've grown quite a bit since I took over in 2005. And we have offices, 7 other offices throughout Texas now.
That's amazing. And you celebrated 20 years last year. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
All right, why are more Texans choosing metal roofing? It seems counterintuitive.
Well, metal is going to have a longer lifespan than a comp shingle. So, if you look at the life cycle cost of your roof, it's actually cheaper than a comp shingle.
Wow.
Because in Texas, with our hailstorms, comp shingles usually get replaced within 10 to 15 years.
What's the biggest mistake you'd say folks make after storm damage? Let's say they know a hailstorm has come through. They know that they've probably got some damage to the roof. What is the number one thing that they can do to mess it up?
Well, I think just like we spoke earlier, the number one thing that a lot of customers do is accept an offer at the door from these storm chasers. Mm-hmm. And that binds them into an agreement, which many times proves to be a bad choice. And the number one thing is don't sign anything. You've got plenty of time to take care of your claim. The insurance industry allows 1 to 2 years for you to make the repairs.
Wow.
My advice is just say, it's okay, we're going to have a local company take a look at it and send them down the road.
A local company you are. All right, thank you so much, David. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Get started with a free estimate by going to jmarroofing.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Jmar Roofing and Sheet Metal. Welcome back. Dr. Jess Trankina of Generator Athlete Lab and Experts in Wellness loves to read the newest studies on how our bodies work. She's here today with some important information for our mental health on why high performers struggle to actually physically relax. And this hits home for a lot of us. You said even for you, Dr. J.
I was appreciative of this research. I practiced a little bit yesterday. We'll get to later.
Let's talk about it. Dopamine isn't just a feel-good chemical. It can be addicting.
Exactly. And it's not just your drive and your motivation. It's your pursuit. It's the pursuit and acquisition of the goal. So it's the actual pursuit. So when you achieve the goal or get the raise or get promoted or finish the workout, it's Dr. Andrew Huberman, which we all know, the research is now finding that the pursuit is what spikes the dopamine.
No way.
Not just achieving the goal.
So it's not just, hello, I've done it, now I get to celebrate. It's the drive that is so exciting for people.
It's the chase. It's the crush. You've chased the crush. Now you got the crush. It's not as fun anymore because the dopamine spikes during the chase.
Oh, that's so interesting. Why does doing nothing make us feel so uncomfortable?
Because let's go back a minute and let's say we're getting so sort of addicted, if you will, to the chase. We make the next goal. We made the goal. We move the goalpost. We make another goal. We're not that happy because we don't understand that we've become addicted to the chase. So we get into this sympathetic mode wherein when we sit down and relax, it's uncomfortable. It feels lazy, boring. We think that we need to be producing because we've done this chase so many times that we've become addicted to the chase, addicted to the high.
Is this societal? Is this like, you know, the capitalism of America talking?
Yes, it's so hard. So as I sit here and say, don't do this,
Because
as I'm researching,
there
I do
are
too.
entire sales forces who are told, like, you have to keep reaching for the next thing.
goal,
Yeah.
next revenue
and so
goal,
you kind of
next.
get yourself used to that.
You do. And what's wrong with that? Well, not just the addiction part of it, is the nervous system is the sympathetic nervous system. It's the chase, it's the run from the bear system. It's the system that protects you from danger. If you're not pressing the off button and getting into the other autonomic nervous system, eventually you're going to crash and burn, get injured, chronic inflammation. So we could talk about that.
Yeah, let's hear it, because your nervous system might be stuck in go mode. So parasympathetic versus sympathetic. Remind me again how they work.
Absolutely. So this has nothing to do with not being ambitious. It's just, if you've got the on button, you got to press the off button. The on button, the sympathetic nervous system. We're chasing, we're pursuing, we're driving, we're competing. The off button, the parasympathetic nervous system. The rest, the digest, the heal, the calm. That's when our body is actually repairing from and recovering from the pursuit.
And if we don't use that other side, we're going to burn out using it.
Burnout, anxiety, depression, fatigue, chronic inflammation, pain, high cardiovascular risk.
Wow.
Those things are,
There are a lot of
yeah.
risks that come associated with it.
So many risks.
I think people may not realize
they
this.
don't realize
Yeah.
this.
They just think they have to keep going.
Absolutely, we all do.
Yeah.
I was reading this like, okay, remind yourself.
Well, and
It's
achievement,
okay to
you're
relax.
saying, can become part of your identity, and
Yes.
that becomes really worrying
That-
because you have to peel yourself apart from this.
Yes, not just I achieve success. I am successful because I achieve. I'm Bob the CEO. What happens when Bob retires and he's not the CEO? How many
He
times
struggles.
have we seen him struggle? So this is your reminder to identify as you and remember that relaxing and recovering is just as important as the go and the pursuit.
Okay, and if we never turn it off, we've touched on this a little bit, but some of those elevated risks, could that lead us to something like heart disease, which is unfortunately still the #1 killer of men and women in the United States?
Absolutely, because our vessels vasodilate, our cortisol is elevated, and those are things that protect us from danger. So it's okay to be speeding, high ambition, running from the bear. But if we keep at that chronic state all day, the next day, over time, if those vessels don't dilate and the blood starts flowing, you have high risk for cardiovascular disease.
Wow, okay. So let's give everybody at home some practical tips before we let you go. We've kind of scared everyone.
I know.
I'm sorry. Let's break it down a little bit.
We can reverse it. I've been
Schedule your
practicing.
time like a meeting. Talk to
Yes.
me about this.
The most balanced, quote unquote, successful people I know, and listen, you can measure success in a lot of different ways, but let's just call them the CEOs and the execs of the world. They have standing appointments with their bodywork sessions with me and standing protocol sessions. A generator, sauna, plunges, or wherever they go for their modalities. They have standing appointments. They schedule recovery bodywork like they do important meetings. Put it on your calendar.
Good point. Okay. Practice doing just one thing. This seems hard.
I know. And I do want to touch on, I love habit stacking. I'm a big fan. I'm a proponent of masterminds in the sauna. Podcast while you're walking, calling your mom while you're stretching. That's a habit stack. So this tip is for those of us who have found that we've been in too much sympathetic mode and we need to practice being okay doing one thing.
And having yourself be a little bit bored.
It's
That's
okay.
hard.
Just go outside and sit and do nothing. Don't look at your phone, just stare at a tree. That's so hard. But I practiced this weekend because of this research. Walk and do nothing else. Don't put anything in your ears. Stretch and do nothing else.
And replace productivity with presence.
And I practice that too. Often I want to be with someone and think, okay, let me just do laundry at the same time, or check my email while I check social. Practicing being present, especially with loved ones, because not only will it help us, it will help them feel important, like they're so important to us. And it's
fill
how
your
we
cup.
And it's how we make people feel, right? So I've
that's
practiced
wonderful.
that a lot this weekend too, just being present and being okay with the one thing.
All right, Dr. Jess, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Get expert guided, customized protocols by going to expertsinwellness.com.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Heinz Pool and Spa. Summer is here and pool season is upon us, and you want your pool to be in the best shape possible. That's where we call in the experts here at Heinz Pool and Spa. I'm here with founder Andy. Andy, thanks so much for having me in your store today.
You bet. Glad to have you.
So let's start with this. With the weather getting warmer, how do people get their pool ready for this season?
Okay, there's several things. The first thing is make sure we have good circulation and chemistry. With the heat, your pools, all pools, residential pools should be running at least 18 hours a day, if not 24, so that we get enough circulation. The more bodies you put in a vessel of water, the more maintenance and chemicals it needs. So get the chemistry right, circulation and filtration. The next thing I would say is safety. Drowning is the #1 killer of children under the age of 5.
Right. What can people do to kind of prevent that unfortunate event from happening?
Okay, the first is when kids are swimming to have a designated pool watcher. This is a person that does not have a phone in their hand, and they understand that their sole responsibility is to be watching all the children.
Who is Heinz Pool and Spa, and what separates you all from other companies?
Heinz Pool and Spa was started in 1986. I started it myself out of a Toyota Celica. And what makes us different is, one, we are employee owned. 70% of this company is owned by the employees. We are all over Central Texas.
There's a few items that people should just kind of have in their bank at home to make sure they're maintaining the pools on and off. What would you suggest as far as that goes?
Great question. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer and have all the equipment,
Yeah.
or you paying someone for monthly service, there's a lot you should and could be doing that helps your pool stay clearer and algae-free. The first thing is a wall brush. Now, they should be brushing the pool when they're there, but if you see a little bit of algae or just after a heavy swim, brush all the walls and floor. It will prevent algae and keep your pool cleaner. The other thing is, and it's not really needed this summer, but have a net where you can skim the top. You're helping in between keep your pool cleaner and more attractive until the next clean date. And finally, There are something called test strips, but I would test to make sure at least there's plenty of sanitizer in the pool. The last thing you want to put in a pool is a child that doesn't have enough sanitizer in it.
Andy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For more information, visit HeinzPool.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Heinz Pool and Spa.
It's mineral sunscreen to wear and share, and the company is based right here in Austin. We're welcoming the founders of Good Spread today. It's Felipe and Beth. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Okay, Felipe, tell me about it. Good Spread. How did you come up with the idea for this business?
Yeah, we founded the company in 2020. I've suffered from severe eczema my whole life, and I decided to start a skincare company. That actually transitioned a couple years ago into a full sun care company. It was just a better fit for the brand. And having seen a lot of the issues in both the skincare and sunscreen industry, we decided to make a push and clean up the industry.
Well, you are going to have had some personal, I'm going to say, negative interactions probably with different creams and things like that you've tried in the past, having had eczema, right?
Oh, it was terrible growing up. Actually,
I'm
it
sorry.
was pretty severe. I think we underestimate just how potent and bad some of these products are made. Very harmful ingredients, everything from parabens to very aggressive fragrances. And my skin would just blow up with all these ingredients. So I've always been in the search for cleaner products, and that includes, of course, in the sunscreen industry.
Okay, so is that what you did with Good Spread then? Is that you took it down ingredient-wise, maybe made it a little bit easier for us to pronounce?
Yeah, absolutely. And it matters. All the ingredients matter. We stick to mineral sunscreen. It is the gold standard for sun care.
Yes.
We're rated as number 2 on EWG, the Environmental Working Group, meaning that it's a very high quality sunscreen, safe for all. And that really is our goal, is to make a better for you product.
When we talk about mineral, I just want to bring up to everybody at home, that's versus chemical sunscreens, that's the sprays and stuff like that. But the
Correct.
mineral, the physical block, is the stuff that really takes
Wow,
good
that's
care of you.
excellent.
Hey,
Wow,
I've,
you're a pro.
I've talked to a lot of dermatologists at this point, and they say don't leave the house without at least
Yes.
SPF 30 on
That's
your
right.
face,
Amazing.
no matter what day of the year it is here in Austin, Texas.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Beth, if you don't mind, let's talk about the products that you bought, because you guys have 2 options for
Yes.
people right now.
Yeah, we're very excited. We have the 30 and the 50. We have gone non-nano zinc, so that mineral sunscreen that you're talking about. The 30 is about 94% coverage. The 50 gets you about 97. The big thing is to reapply, to get that coverage. We've gone fragrance-free. It's very important. Reef safe. We're Hawaii compliant. We're really proud of this formula. It actually has 0 white cast once it rubs in. So would you like to try
hear
it?
that? Yes, girl, I
so
love to
wanna
hear
put
that.
a little bit on you
Because
here.
that is one of the biggest complaints you're going to hear from a little kid, especially even all the way up to an older adult, is I don't want to bother with sunscreen because it's going to have white cast on my skin. So
It's true, and it's actually been detrimental to the development of mineral sunscreens.
Yeah.
And that's why chemical sunscreens have stayed in the market.
right,
Just
because they're
because
just a little bit easier.
they're just a little bit easier, and the look is a little bit maybe more attractive, but a lot has gotten better with the chemistry of non-chemical sunscreens, or physical sunscreens like you call them. And so as you can see, rubs in clear, and
Super
it
easy.
is
Like a
possible with
lotion,
mineral
yeah.
sunscreen now. Yeah.
And I can't believe how little time that took for that white cast to go away as well.
Yeah.
You guys say there's no scent, but I just smelled it. It smells a little bit like chocolate.
It does?
Yes.
Well, we don't, the
cocoa.
formulas does have its little thing, but they're from the ingredients naturally. We don't add any
Yes.
fragrance.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say it's not a bad smell, all things
No.
Oh, no, it's not
considered,
smell. It's very natural.
to have on you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We really wanted this to be worn, right, and shared, and it's important. It's Skin Cancer Awareness Month, so
Yeah,
we really want to
100%.
be putting on sunscreen.
I totally agree with you. Okay, let's talk about your upcoming event. Beth, you guys have something fun
Yes,
you're doing.
Yes, next Saturday, 2 to 6 is Tiny Grocer Hyde Park is the location. We are doing a summer splash with some amazing partners. We have a DJ coming. We're doing a giveaway. We really are excited about this. So yes.
Oh, it's a perfect opportunity to spread the love,
Yes.
literally,
It is,
with
yeah.
your sunscreen.
Yeah, we're also going to have U.S. derm partners there. They're going to be talking to people about skincare and sun care, which is actually the dermatologist that I literally go to. So the fact that they're participating in the event is just awesome.
Don't you feel
right?
like
So-
it gives you a big green check mark for like, I did the right thing with this product?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool. And are you guys so proud to be bringing this product to the market? Local Austin makers are a really big deal for us. We love to continue to promote them. Do you want to touch on that, Beth?
Yeah, we are Go Texan certified. We just hit HEB shelves about a month ago.
Hey, all
I
right.
know.
Yeah.
We've been supported by Central Market for a couple years, and they really have been great supporters of us. Tiny Grocer, it's how the party started. It was a reach out. She's very much into supporting community.
We've had her on the show. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing.
She's great.
Yeah. So she'll be there at the party. So we're really proud to be here and provide a product. I spent a lot of time in Hawaii, and I think Texas and Hawaii have this beautiful culture around taking care of your own, supporting your community, but also making sure you're protecting your environment and making good choices for yourself, creating good habits, sharing for your community. So there's a lot of love in this. It's good spread, you know.
Love, good spread.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
You guys did the name correctly. Okay,
yes.
and Felipe, just real quickly, where can we shop with you?
You can definitely find us on goodspreadsuncare.com, Amazon, of course, but obviously for us, the most important partner that we have is HEB statewide. And of course, Central Market that's been supporting us for a while. So please go to your local HEB, support a local Texas brand. We would appreciate it.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, congratulations to the pair of you
Thank you so
on
much.
what you've accomplished. And I'm so excited to be introduced to this today.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys, shop SPF 30 or 50. They've got them both. You can do that online now at goodspreadsuncare.com. Welcome back, everybody. The hotter weather is going to be coming. Our friend Gentry Quinn of Gentry Quinn Makeup and Skin, that's hard to say altogether, but she does a great job anyway. He says that summer beauty protection extends beyond sunscreen. It's not just slapping some on your face and your shoulders that you want to do. She's here to tell us more about that. Gentry, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, let's talk about face and body first and foremost. You've got kind of 5 secrets, and we're kind of covering different areas of the body, but let's talk first and foremost about that.
Awesome. I'm so excited about this because, as you know, it is Skin Cancer Awareness Month,
Yep.
right? And we always talk about wear sunscreen, wear sunscreen. We're pretty in touch with that. However, we really don't talk about the heat and what it can do as well. And the heat, believe it or not, if you have sensitive skin, if you suffer from conditions like rosacea, it can really be irritating. And from a vanity standpoint, believe it or not, the heat itself, without just the direct sun, can actually cause that melanin to come up. So those dark spots, that hyperpigmentation that you don't like, can also get worse with just heat.
I have heard this before because I tend to get melasma during the summer, so those brown patches tend to form on my forehead. Different places every single year, but I was told that you don't even have to be in direct sunlight. It could just be the warmth.
That's right. So some things that you can do, you know, having a little fan, a battery operated fan, having a cool mist, something like that. Those are really easy ways to kind of keep yourself a little cooler besides just drinking water or shade.
Yeah, and of course we want everybody to stay hydrated, but there's a bunch that we can do. Okay, hair and scalp protection. This is one that I think, oh, you put your hair in braids, you go out to the pool, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a problem.
Sure. And if you have short hair or if you've been through treatments, the scalp is really vulnerable. I mean, after all, the scalp is your skin. So an SPF may be helpful, but honestly, the easiest thing you can do is literally just wear a physical block like a hat. And again, from a vanity standpoint, we don't really think about sun affecting the actual hair and the proteins. And the sun can actually cause
damage to your hair. It's like a natural bleaching agent.
Yeah.
So just by wearing a hat, we can protect maybe the color in our hair, the quality of the hair. Our hair gets drier as we age anyways, right?
Right.
So protecting the hair and the scalp, most importantly.
Good point as well, because I'm thinking about spraying your head down with SPF is going to feel really icky.
Yeah, probably not that fun. You know, if you have like an inch worth of hair, it might be worth putting on the SPF. Otherwise, you know, I
Go
think
for a
hat
hat.
is easy. Yeah.
Okay. Lip care. I have had a friend whose lips got burned. They swelled. Yeah. And this is a really tender part of our faces.
Yes, it's fragile, it's thin skin, and I feel like we just forget about it because we put on our lip color and we call it a day. And if it's opaque, I mean, we're doing ourselves a favor by having something on, and usually we're putting something hydrating on, which is good and protective. However, if you like to walk like me every day, or if you just, if you're outdoors more in the summer, right? You're gonna be at the beach or the pool, then using something with an SPF can be really helpful. And it's really cheap. You can put it under or over whatever other product you're gonna use for your lips.
You've got a couple of things here that you just brought today that you like.
Yes, absolutely. These are just a couple of my faves. I have this one right here because I tend to use Aquifer for a lot of things. So I just picked up that brand. It's probably like $5. And then I have another affordable hair brand that nail brand that I'm gonna tell you about, because I know you're a nail lover.
I am a nail queen.
Yes, you
I
are.
do love nails. And that's actually a big thing, is like if you go into the dermatologist, they kind of want you to show up without any nail polish on, because if they can see like a mole underneath your nail, it could be big trouble. So talk to me about nail protection.
Yeah, I mean, it's again something that we often overlook, right? Now, especially in the summertime, I've noticed that you're exposed to like more heat, chlorine, things like that can make the nails more vulnerable, brittle, dry. So just using a good nail product, I chose the Nail Aid brand because we can find it here at our local HEB.
Love that.
So I'm a huge fan. This is actually a cuticle butter that I use often, but cuticle oils, things like that can nourish and protect, because we don't realize that nails need hydration too.
They do. And if you are somebody who likes to have nail polish on or gel polish on, hydrating that cuticle bed is going to help the polish stay on longer.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a good pro tip. And giving your nails, like if you have a weekend where you don't have to be in front of anyone, just giving your nails, including your toenails, time to rest in between, say putting on more polish and stuff like that, can be helpful too.
Really good point. Okay, a common mistake you say is forgetting the feet. I have a friend, we went floating and she had shoes that kind of created diamonds on her feet, and she burned in diamonds. It was really bad. She was really
terrible.
sensitive.
You gotta, sometimes you learn the hard way, unfortunately. So I'm here so hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I do, because I love to walk every day and I love to wear my sandals because my feet get really hot. About 15 minutes in, my feet, if I look down, are beet red. And I've noticed sun damage.
Wow.
Probably a few years back, I started noticing some damage, and I'm like, wow, something we often forget. So now, as a daily habit, putting it on the hands, the places that are often exposed. If your shoulders, are exposed, they get hit really hard. The chest area is very vulnerable, and the neck and chest are thin, and you can see a lot of sun damage there, but the feet definitely make it a daily habit.
Okay. Just spray some sunscreen there, guys, and you'll be in good shape. Okay, we have time in just the last 15 seconds for one of your bonus tips.
That's it. Okay, if I have to say one, I'm going to say use your sunscreen as a last step in your skincare routine, because sometimes people get confused, and do not replace it with makeup that has sunscreen. Makeup with sunscreen should be an added layer of protection, not your only protection.
That is a really good tip, because I'm not doing it right now. Okay, Gentry, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Watch Gentry's daily over 40 beauty tips on TikTok and Facebook and at Gentry Quinn, and take a deeper dive on her beauty protection and other topics on her website, gentryquinn.com.
Hey everyone, I'm at Burger Stadium down south, where our women's tackle football team, the Austin Outlaws, play their first game of the season. Tonight they're playing against Oklahoma City, and I'm here to cheer them on, getting exclusive footage of the game, and we're gonna talk to the team. Let's go get our seats.
The Austin
Austin Outlaws take on the Oklahoma City Force for their first game of the season.
Rookie class is amazing. They're playing both sides of the ball. They are learning the sport. They are supporting each other. They are putting in the physical effort. They are doing all kinds of stuff that we haven't seen a rookie class do.
Offense, let's go! Offense, let's go! They're doing everything right. When we tell them to do something, we have them playing 3, 4, 5 different positions tonight.
They're killing it. They look great.
We start playing our games April, May. We actually start in the fall, and so we're practicing with each other 2-3 times a week, all the way until now. So, you know, we spend so much time together, we become like sisters.
We're over there cheering as coaches. We've been doing this for years, and we're over there in awe and cheering them on.
First down, Outlaw.
I know from my experience that once we get to the season and we get past that first game, it goes by so quick. So I'm looking forward to just kind of savoring these moments that we have on the field together.
Time to get back to work. They were close tonight. There were a couple long runs that we gave up on defense, but it's stuff that can be fixed.
Carry number 7, running back Tamara Sweet.
Austinites who, you know, want something fun to do on a Saturday night, it's a great place to bring your families, your kids, get outside and see some football.
You're missing it. You're missing some amazing female athletes.
This is pure football.
Get tickets to the next home game and support our female athletes. Go Outlaws!
Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by J-Mar Roofing and Sheet Metal and Heinz Pool and Spa.